And
What's his name?
Huh? And he, very interestingly, I'll tell you something. He started learning Torah at a ripe old age. And people in NASA, they respected him, they loved him. They were what's the word? He used to learn every day. There's office at NASA, he had his own office. He learned every day. He was only from guy. A bunch of Jews there, no one else wore a kippah. And people really respect the fact he learned Torah. And out of his b'schustat, or not b'schustat, he has two sons, my Shviga's brothers, massive Talmidei Chachamim, Rosh Yeshivas, big tzaddikim. Both Talmidim were of the late Revolver, Zechta Yerocha. And yeah, he's marrying off a granddaughter tonight, before Shkia, on his yard side. And I'm not going to say anything about my Shviga.
Even the police in Israel shake little banners.
It's also tzaddik. And today in the Almud, for whoever was here at 9:8:25, we learned, it says in the Pasuk, I'm the Soyer Ragleinu b'Sharayich Yushalayim. One of the most famous Gemaras. I'm the Soyer Ragleinu b'Sharayich Yushalayim. What does this tell me? So the Pashto says that we were standing on the gates of Yerushalayim. So many people came to Yerushalayim, they were standing in the gates of Yerushalayim. Chazal Adayishub, Yeshua Belevi says, what does it mean, I'm the Soyer Ragleinu, that in Mulchama, because it doesn't say I'm the Sayinu by gates of Yerushalayim. Our feet were standing. The dead people, the guys that lose, they lie. The guys that win, they're standing. So why we zeichet to win the Mulchama? Why we I'm the Soyer Ragleinu b'Sharayich Yerushalayim? Because of the Torah that we learned. Sharayich Yerushalayim was the reference to the gates of Torah. Because of the gate, so whoever's not in the army, whoever was Chas Shalom doesn't go to the army, at least he should. The real reason why we win the Mechomas is because of Sharayich Yerushalayim, because we learn Torah. And even if you're going to say, I don't believe it, but at least when it comes to Yerushalayim, why did we win Yerushalayim? Sharayich Yerushalayim, that's for sure because of Torah. The Chayra. Okay, Chas Shalom, of course everyone believes it. This is the English for someone who bought it. Right, Pesach Taf?
No, it's search for.
They made a corn.
Zionist. No, it's Zionist.
Really?
There's no Pesach.
No, the Doritos. He didn't have a Dorito. No,
I'm busy.
All right.
I don't thought Doritos was poison. Okay. After that massive Akdama.
Reish Mem Aleph?
Today's whole Omen is about the Chashis of Torah. Very interesting.
Oh, no, Ahmed. All right.
Yeah. And it's a Chashivas of learning the Chabura. I'm saying it because we're all here Chabura. It says people who learn Torah by themselves, the guys that learn Torah by themselves, Cherv al Abadim, a sword on their neck. People learn Torah bad bad. It says not only do they not become Chacham, they become Tipshim, Mistapshim, they become Tipshim. And then the other shita is Chaitim. It's a chait. They learn wrong. They get the wrong pshat. You need someone always to probe you, to ask questions to get deeper. So we said. So some Achronim say that if you learn with the art scroll or you learn with the pshat, that's okay. Yetza. Others want to say, what's the whole pshat that Torah has to be given with a shakla v'tarya? Why is Torah hidden? Is it so that you should get schar? Hashem just hid the Torah. The Muskal Rishon is always wrong. That's what Torah is. Whatever you think, the first pshat you have, you always have to dig. Why? Is it so that you have schar in learning, or is it pshat that the Torah itself is a diamond? Where do you put? You have $10 billion worth of diamonds. You hide it. That's what you do with a diamond. You have to hide it. You need the shakli v'tarya to get out a diamond inside. And everyone will see what his diamond is. For some people, that diamond is art scroll, a musket. For other people, diamond is a lot deeper than art scroll. Sorry, I had to say that. Ignore.
You're not learning it correctly.
I had a fight with my wife this morning. That's why. Don't worry. It's all good. Okay. Says the Gemara. Says the Shulchan Aruch, I mean. Where are we up to? Anyone remembers?
Reish Mem or Reish Mem Aleph?
Yeah.
You finished your design, yes.
Yeah. So, Yud Ches.
Oh, good. On page Reish Mem, Yud Ches.
We started Yud Ches already. No, we didn't start Yud Ches. We finished Yud Zayin. Yud Ches. Toru Shneim Sofik.
Can you guys scream a little louder, please?
Tonu Shneim Sofik. Both guys say they're Besofik. Two guys say there's a Sofik. One says, I think you might owe me. The other guy says, I think I may have paid you back. I don't think I owed you. Tonu Shneim Sofik. They're both in doubt. What's the case? He says, I lent you money, I don't remember how much I lent you. So what is the answer? He says, Emes, it's true. Ilvisani, you did lend me. I have no idea how much. So that's the case. One guy says, it's true, I lent you, I just don't know how much. So, says the Shulchan Aruch, you do not have to take a shvur in that case. There's no requirement to take any shvur, not the rice and not the rabbanon. Go home. End of day. Only pay what you for sure know. So this happens all the time. I think maybe I borrowed money from you, and the guy says, I think so. I just don't remember how much. Go home. End of story.
Isn't that Shabbar about the mixes?
No, because there's no time now.
They're not disagree.
He says, I don't know, maybe I let you, I'm not sure. My mixes is when the guy says, you for sure let me $100. So you're embarrassed to say, it's a chutzpah to say, I don't owe you, because when you know the guy knows you owe him. But if you don't know I owe you, there's no chutzpah to say.
And there's no shul with him. Both of them were Suffolk. No one knows.
Yeah, but you might take a shul that you know you don't owe. I think you owe me $1 million. You say, I'm not sure. Take a shvur you don't know. Take a shvur you don't know me.
Make a shvur you don't know?
So the chiddush is you don't make a shvur. Make a shvur at least that you don't know. Don't say you don't. I want you to swear that you don't know you owe me. My memory sucks, but I'm pretty sure that you remember. Make a shvur you don't remember. No, you're both saying you have a suffix. End of case. Pay what you know you owe the guy, and you get Yidei Shemayim. You don't have to even pay more than that. Lots of Yidei Shemayim. You remember you borrow, you don't remember how much. You know Yidei Shemayim unless you come to some type of pshara. You can't make the guy take a shvur, like I make a cherem. You're in cherem if you owe me money and you don't pay. And where did I see this yesterday? What was the story with Yehuda? It's a Gemara further on in the Omer that we're learning. That why was Yehuda wasn't allowed into Shemaim? He was machrim himself to Tanai. Yehuda said to his father,
Yehuda the Shevet wasn't allowed in Shemayim?
He said to his father, if I don't bring back Binyamin, which means I'm in Cherem. Basically, he puts himself in Cherem. Now, even though he brought him back, still we look more or less where the Cherem of Tanai works. If someone's a Talmud Chacham, he does a Cherem, the Tanai, it's Chal, even though it was a condition, and he kept the condition, still he wasn't allowed to Shemaim until Yaakov gave him the bracha. At the end of the days, he said he gives him the whole bracha that he was placed as Cherem. He let him off the Cherem, and he got him into Shemayim.
Then he did get into Shemayim.
At the end, he wouldn't have been allowed into Shemayim, besides for the fact that Yaakov gave him his bracha to take away this Cherem. That's what the Gemara says, something like that. The fact that he said to himself, Chatasach kol hayom means lo ilam hazeh, ilam haba. So so Cherem is pretty chomer. I'm not sure if a guy that has no chelik ilam haba if he's b'Cherem, but it's serious. You see Yehuda, even the great Shevet Yehuda, no ilam haba because he put himself a Cherem. Did I say a shach already? I did. Says the Shach. Going Shetana Bisicha. Actually, I didn't say says the Shach. Going Shetana Bisicha. Wadim in Tan, Ein Yodeim Paraticha. It's the same case. Bisicha, Parasicha, Basheni Gamken.
Wait a minute, the Shach's on both sides.
Right. Yeah, we'll start on the right.
All right. Got it.
So, says the Shach, the din of any of them Visicha is the same thing as the din of any of them Praticha, which is a bit of a chiddush. Because if he knows, I know for sure I borrowed $1 million from you. I don't know if I paid you back. I don't know if I paid you back. So you'd say, there's a cheskes chiyav, you don't know if you paid back. So pay the guy. What do you want from this poor guy? You know you for sure borrowed. You just don't know if you paid back. So pay him up. It's very different if a guy says, I don't know b'chal if I borrowed from you. So, what an idea in Paraticha. Vasheni gam ken an idea. Ken kaza b'tshuvas mar Shmuel di Modina. Shmuel di Modina says this in Simon Men. So, b'shem chacham echad. This is what it says, b'shem chacham echad. V'hisigala b'pasak. And now he says another din. So, Shmuel Medina says, the b'shtar shetan shneim sofek chayv alei v'leshalim. Let's say I come to you with a star. I say, Benji, here's a star. You lent me $100. And you say, I don't remember if I paid you back. I also don't remember. So you got a star. So what's it then? If it's Balpeh, you don't pay, not Minishmaim, not Lotzishmaim, nothing. But if it's a star, if they're both Besofek, then he says you got to pay. Chayv alei v'leshalim. Massive Chiddush. I come to you with a star. I don't remember if you paid back or not. And you say, I also don't remember. Chayv. Why? Because the star, Bukhari, is Kilu Perua. It's like the guy's holding on to the money, maybe. I don't know.
Suffolk the right.
Because there's a chazaka, you would tear up the star. There's a chazaka, and then pray you don't pay back unless you tear up the star, right? He's got a star. Yeah, it's more than Ulayim Adama. It's not much chazaka. It's unter the muchach. You don't give the money back until the guy tears up the star. Right? Or unless the guy gives you a receipt. Give the guy back the money, he's got a star. What are you, crazy? When it comes to a loan about peh, you don't have to pay. So there's a chiluk between milva peh and milva b'shtar. He says, you want to be Yosei Shemayim, even by milva peh you should pay. So he's arguing on the Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch says you don't have to be paid lots of Shemayim. Shmuel di Medina says you do have to pay lots of Shemayim. So he brings it right from the last simon. Should we just check the last simon again? What does he say? The lots of Shemayim. What was it in? All the way to the beginning, 2 pages back. If he says, Kol tainus sofek, eimash bien alech klal. I say, I think you owe me $100. Okay, I think you owe me $100. And he says, I paid you back. Or I don't think you paid it back. You don't have to take even Shus Heses. But feel that you don't have to, what's called, you don't have to, even let's say Shemayim you have to pay. Right? It's mashma from that Shulchan Aruch that the Nitva would say Shema, he does have to pay lots of Shemayim. If I come to you and say, Benji, you owe me $1 million, I say, I think you owe me $1 million. You say, I for sure don't owe you. You don't have to pay. I'll follow Tzedei Shemayim.
But here the Malva also supposed to know.
The Malva in both cases is Suffolk. I say, Benji, you owe me $1 million. Benji says, in the first case, he says, on Yud Zayin, he says, I for sure don't owe you. Potter lo Tzedei Shemayim. In Yud Ches, he says, if he says, I think I don't owe you, sorry. Here he says, I for sure don't owe you. You potter lo Tzedei Shemayim. Here he says, when we're both Suffolk, so you potter, mashma, Rishon V'dimon brings a right from the Yud Zayin that if you would say, I think I owe you, I'm not sure, then you have to be, lots of Deshmai, you would have to pay. So the thing from here is that you would have to pay if Benji in my case is Suffolk, here he's mashma, he has to pay. Our Shulchan Aruch says he doesn't have to pay even lots of Deshmai. If we're both Suffolk, you don't have to pay.
I think because the Malva doesn't demand, he's not sure either.
Right.
In this case.
In both cases, the Malva is Besofik. Both cases, the Malva is Besofik. Here the diak is, if the loiva is Besofik, he has to pay. He has to pay lots of Deshmai. And here, the Shulchan Aruch says Mefurish, if he's Besofik, he doesn't have to pay lots of Deshmai. The Tain in both cases is Besofik. In both cases, the Tain is Besofik. I think you owe me $1 million. I don't know, maybe. So here he says, if you say for sure you don't owe, then you for sure don't owe. Even let's say Shemayim. Mashma, if you're Besofik, then you don't have to pay. But here he says, if you're Besofik, Benji says, I'm not sure, I don't know, then he doesn't have to pay. Let's say Shemayim. It's a stira in It looks like a shtikla stira. What happens when the nitva is besafek, right? Shulchan Aruch is mefurish, black and white. When the nitva is besafek, he does not have to pay lots of shemayim. Shmuel Dimadina wants to be medayek from Yud Zayin that when you're besafek, you should have to pay. So says the Shulchan Aruch, says the Shach, sorry. Ve'yurayim el sef Yud Zayin. So lots of shemayim yupata. That's if he's not made, he says, Bori, I don't know you, but if he's B'Shema, if the Nitva himself says, it could be I owe you, but I'm just not sure, you should pay Shemayim. So therefore, he paskins, lots of Shemayim you should pay. So Halach al-Maisa says the Shach, if I say, I think you owe me money, and you say, yeah, I'm not sure, I think so, pay up. If you're not sure, yeah, lots of Shemaim, you should pay up, just to be on the safe side. How can that guy take money to be on the safe side? He doesn't know. How can he take money? Huh? He doesn't know. How can he take the money?
He'll live with it.
He's okay with it. He doesn't care about lots of Shemaim. He's like, listen, I'm in a rough situation. I haven't got enough money to be lots of Shemaim now. I think you might owe me. Says the Shach. This that he wrote B'shtar, that's good, right? The fact that the B'shtar you got to pay. And I don't know why he works hard to bring a raya from Similamates. You don't need it. It's poshers. Shkei Mukhad, you'll come in pay base, safe, base. It's mufurish later on that with the shtar, even when both of them besofek, whether he paid, whether he borrowed, you have to pay. Mashakos of Rai b'milva ped the chayv lots the shemayim elehel nearly the ein raya. That is not a good raya. This thing that when you both pasofik you've got to pay lots of the shemayim, there's no raya from Yazayin. Why? The bereisha ka'amar shanit va'im bari, because the Shulchan Aruch is going like this. If the nitva says I'm bari, so pshit ein chayv lots the shemayim. The kula alma, then avada you don't have to pay. And now in Asim, he's talking about where they both say Shema. So there he's talking about where he says Bari, and here he's talking about where he says Shema. That's how the Torah and Mechaber clearly say that the diak is a wrong diak. In Sifat Yud Zayin, he's talking about where he says, the Nitva says Bari, and here he's talking about where the Nitva says Shema. You can't make a diak, you can't make a diak in a simon in the Shulchan Aruch. The diak will be a good diak if there be no simon yitches. But once in simon yitches he spells out clearly where he says Shema, then obviously he wasn't trying to make that diak. Don't make a diak that the Mechaber himself wasn't trying to make. He wasn't trying to make that diak. He was just saying when he says Bari, you don't have to be Eitzah. Don't make a diak. What happens with Shema? Shema is yitches. The next step he talks about yitches. Shema. So that's not a diak. That's how you learn the Shulchan Aruch. He's explaining how you learn the Shulchan Aruch. Don't make a diak. There's a stira in Shulchan Aruch. The next thing he says, he addresses the Shema case. Trying to make medayik with Shema. He says black and white what the din is with Shema. So therefore he doesn't like the Shmuel di Medina. If he says Shema, Shulchan Aruch says, I feel lots of Shemaim, you do not have to pay. If I say Benji, you owe me $1 million, I think, I'm not sure. You say I'm also not sure. Lots of Shemaim, you don't have to pay. Hold on. Keep going in the Shach. What should he pay? Pay what you know you owe. Based in Shkandu Hakira here, like in the next sif, we're going to see in a minute, that based in Kadu Hakira, how much he could have lent him, was he financially able to? I don't know. So what's he saying here? If they're both saying Shema, he doesn't have to make a shur sassus because they're both Shema. When you're both Shema, even if I'm waited to Purta, so you can't say you chayv a shur might do mixas, you don't chayv a shur might do mix or shur sassus. Even though you're waited to Purta, even though for sure there was shur alone, you're good. I'm not sure what that's going to do based on the diet. We have to see when we get to this next sif. We'll see the next sif. Shach Samach Zayin, the Yeshomrim. So the Shulchan Aruch says, Yeshomrim, if you remember that you borrowed, you just don't remember how much, so you could do what's it called? You have to do a pshara. I don't know exactly how this pshara works. You come to the guy and say, listen, I think I borrowed. I definitely borrowed. I don't know how much. So I'll give you 10%, 20%. I've no idea how much I'm offering. Yeshomrim, the thing is daiti, nira. Lachriya ksvar rishayna. Mikra din, the svar rishayna is ikka, you don't have to pay. The pot, the af lot is yidei shemayim. He brings you Yerushalmi. He wants to pass me this based on the Yerushalmi. So turn back the page. I want you to see now the Pischei Tshuva, Siman Chaf. We kind of looked into it a tiny bit yesterday, but I want to see it inside now, where he talks about this whole din of being mashpia heses.
We didn't do it already?
No.
Because we did over here in this Tshuva.
Yeah, we didn't do this one. Siman Chaf, Lashpia heses.
And
Yeah, so let me just recap the Ramah. What did the Ramah say? That you can make the guy take a shvul heses if I see that someone robbed me. I just don't know if it was you or not. You can make him take a shvul heses. This is the reason why I'm going back is a very fundamental Pischei Tshuva in Kol Hilchos Psak, how we paskin. So take a look. I made it much cause of Lukom near it. In Tafas, right? Ad vashach hisig alav dehechiol tfisa. So Shach says, how could tfisa help? Tfisa doesn't help. So there's a machlekes, there's a sma and a shach where tfisa helps. Imahani tfisa olei mahani tfisa, right? So says the Pischei Tshuva. V'ayim b'sefer terat tzvi b'shut shebesoif hasefer shekosov. Ma'isel haya b'kiz kodesh elik. I don't know where that is. Reuben v'Shimon shchenim b'chanuyos. This is the case. Reuben and Shimon both own two stores next to each other. Zeh b'tzad zeh. V'kish on the sarim hayu mafsik b'neihem. They both had a store, and there was a little wall between the two stores. One day Reuben comes to his store, and all his schayr has been stolen. And he checked and he saw the wall was broken. One of the tiles was out. The wall's broken. And he saw that this guy, the other guy, has his schayra, simonim. He had simonim in his schayra in the goods. He saw that the gold watches had scratches where they were supposed to be. So what happened? So Reuben goes into Shimon's store and grabbed. He grabbed to see what was missing. What do you do in such a situation? You take back, you grab what you can. And I pass him like the sma. This is what he says in Sefer Shut Teres Tzvi. He pass him like the sma. If you remember, we saw the sma says tfisa, tfisa. The tfisa say helps. If you think someone stole from you, you can grab. The wall across the smag gabe teva prutza dim tafas bala teva mishashim tfisa zay tfisa. I pass him like the smad that says tfisa helps. Mikosh kevin in the gun sheyesh simonim b'schayra shalai v'shal umdana. Here it's pretty certain it was the other guy, it was his neighbor, because there's simonim in the schayra. It could only have been him. There was a breaking. The muchach the gonov. It's muchach. It must be that he stole. He saw that the door was locked, so you can't say there was a break-in. There's the police do an investigation. They see there's no signs of break-in. It must be a neighbor. And then all of a sudden the loimdim, the Talmid Chachamim in town, got all excited. How can you pass like the small? The shach is chaylik. How can you pass like the small when the shach is chaylik? Matre, a Shimon, they give me the Reuben Tafas, Yachalei Mekim Kesma. And originally I said, you know what, guess what? You're right, it's Machlekes Shach and the Sma. But here the guy was Taifas, now he's Muchsuk. He can say, Kim Kasma, guess what? You're right, there's a Shach that says I can't grab. But guess who I hold like? You'll never guess. I hold like the Sma, you're allowed to be Taifas. So my Tvisa helps. Beautiful. And then I decided to take a deeper dive. And this is what happens. Where Isi Bashri, Atzmai. So he says, Nirali Shakasav Kumaya Sma. He says like the Sma. The Ashri also says like the Sma. The Knesset Gdoila has the same kasha also. Oisai Beis Hashem Chuvas Plata. Plata is Beis Yosef. Shakasav Gedivri Sma. And Kan L'Shoinai. So he says, you know what? Originally I said you could do Kimli like the Sma. Then I said, you know what? Kimli like the Sma. You don't even have to say Kimli like the Sma. There's a Chuvas Beis Yosef. There's Ashri. You're good. You've got the Sma. You've got the Beis Yosef. You've got the Ashri. Keep it. Keep the guy's Chayra. But L'Chayra, now this is the Shach now. Now this is Pischei Tshuva. But L'Chayra, Masha Mevi, the Divrei Rosh, any of that Machilish, I don't always bring from the Rosh. The Sma, as maybe Divrei Rosh. The Sma himself brings the Rosh, Eilev, Apike, and Chal Kol, Avashach, Vataz, the Bishop Divrei Rosh, Ben Yenacha. The Shach and the Taz, what do you bring the Rosh to be Machriya? The Shach and the Taz already explain the Rosh differently, so you can't bring the Rosh. The Gam, Masha Kasa Betchila, the Kim and the Reuben, Tofas, Yochalai, Mekimli, Kasma, Kasha. So this first thing that he said, that he's Taifas, right? And he can say Kimli Kasma, that doesn't work. When can you say Kimli? Not in this case. Why not? Why can't he say Kimli here? Because the Hacha Plukta Imael Tfisa. The whole Shaila here is, can you be Taifas? For Kvar Kosev Mishnah Lamelech, Perek Dal Hechas Mal V'Loiva, Halacha Vav, V'Soif Dov, the Hechash Tfisa Atzva Achleike Shnuya, Imani Eloi Ein Loi Mekimli. So the whole, you can never say Kimli when the whole Shaila is can you be Taifas? If there's a Machlekes, can you be Taifas? You can't grab and say, I hold like that Shita. Because the whole Shaila is, well, you're allowed to be Taifas. So you got to give it back to the guy. You got to take it back to the stage before you did the Safek. So Kimli, Kimli doesn't help when the whole Shaila is what you did okay. Does Tfisa help? Machlekes, can you be Taifas? You can't say, I hold like that Shita, I'm allowed to be Taifas. Because that was the whole Machlekes. The Machlekes Gufa is, can you be Taifas or not? We're following?
Yeah.
It makes sense? Or you don't see why that you shouldn't be able to say, you should be able to say Kimli in that case.
But Kimli should be able to say, because the Sma holds like that.
Yeah, but you're saying, Kimli, you can never say Kimli in a case where, what are we saying here? I hold that was allowed to be Taifas. The whole shayla is that you're allowed to be Taifas. Yeah, so you can't say Kimli like that Shita. When does Kimli work? You're muksuk in something. I say, you know why I'm muksuk in it? Because I hold like I don't know what, a Shita that, not that I was allowed to grab it. It was in my rishus. It's mine. I hold like the Shita. I'm a chai b'shvur now, so I win, right? But not that I grabbed it not that I grabbed it. I hold it. It's mine. It's in my rishus. And I win because I hold like that Shita that I was allowed to win. It's mine. You don't have a right to be waiting from me. But not when the whole shayla is good for are you allowed to be Taifas. Here the shayla is are you allowed to be Taifas. You can't say I hold like that Shita now grab it.
Kimli is like in the psak, not in the like before. It's like that's afterwards you can say Kimli. You can't say like, oh, I did that
because of
Kimli.
Exactly.
That's it. Otherwise it's sucky reasoning. You can't say, oh, I did this because I hold that and I did this.
Okay.
Is that right? I mean, like,
it's a shtickle. I'm not sure if it's certain reason why I was, but yeah, you're Hagufa, you grab. You can't say yeah.
You can't say, oh, I paskin for myself based on this thing.
And that's why I grab.
Based in paskins.
Right, exactly. That's
but
here
it's the B'sei Tshuva. He was paskining.
No,
but even there, it was too late.
You're saying, yeah. Once you have a Mahalik Shach in the smart, can you grab or not? So Kimli won't help.
If the guy would have gone to the B'sei Tshuva and say, "Can I grab it?" and he would have passed and say, "Yeah, you can grab it," that would have been fine. Because Kimli said, "Oh, Kimli, go by the smart, you're gonna grab it." But this he came after the fact and says, "I grabbed it." And he said, "Oh, okay."
No, he would. If you would ask him before, he would say you can't grab it. There's a shayla. Can you grab it? It's a Machlekes. Shach and smart is a Machlekes.
He did say Kimli.
No, you can't say Kimli.
So why can't you say Kimli?
To say Kimli is if you come to me and you say, I say, classic case of Kimli. That's my watch, right? And there's a machlekes whether you go the Yerusha goes this way, Yerusha goes that way. I say, I don't like that shita. The Yerusha goes that way. It's in my rishos, so it's mine. I don't like that shita. You're gonna say no? So I didn't grab it based on that.
Kimli has to be in the rishos of the guy saying.
Yeah, it's got to be in his. Kimli's always lahachzik. Kimli's never lahitzik. It's in my rishos. It's in my rishos because of
So he's coming now and he's saying, Kimli, I hold it's allowed to be in my rishus because I hold like
It's in your just because you grabbed it, shleik it in.
If you grab, if you
grab shleik it in, then you can't say kimli on that. If you grab the shleik it in, shkoyach.
So what's the small?
Smas is you're allowed to grab. Shach is you can't grab. You can't say I grabbed
So
it.
it's like
The whole shaila is you're not allowed to grab. That's the whole point. If I didn't grab it illegally, it's in my rishus, right? I've had this field for 25 years. Now you come to me and say it's a chazaka. It's not a chazaka. Machek is you have 3 years chazaka now. So I don't like the shita. It's not a chazaka. Get out of here. I'm muchzak. You want to be mighty to the cock of me? I don't like the shitas. You don't have a chazaka. I have a chazaka, whatever it is. I didn't grab it like it in. The whole shaila is, did you grab it like it in? You can't say that I grabbed it. The whole reason why it's in your rishus is because you grabbed it. Now, what does Kimli say? Kimli says you're a muchzak. You win. Right? But if I know why you're a muchzak, because you grabbed it, and you grabbed it shalik it in, so you're no longer a muchzak. You don't have anything now.
I'm missing something.
What are you missing? It's very straightforward. The whole reason why Kimli works is, I'm muchzak on something. You want to be mighty for me. Right? You want to take this field from me.
Let's step back.
Now there's a machlekas. Whether I have rights to this field or not, right? There's a machlekas whether the field's yours or the field's mine. I'm muchzik on the field. Could be field's a bad example because whatever.
Let's talk about this case here. These two guys. If they would have gone to the basin of the sma, he would have said,
yeah. If you got a basin of the shach,
he went and he grabbed it. And then this is okay. You know, like this one, you grabbed it. Now we're saying, no, you can't do that.
This is machlekes. You have no business.
He had no business passing for himself. What do you say? But the Eved, he did it. Smart.
It doesn't matter. The point is, you're not muchzak. You're not muchzak. He's not a muchzak on this. We know what muchzak means. We know why you have it.
We're saying a different thing. We're mixing up two things. One thing is the kimli, and I think a muchzak is something else. Like, you can't go along and say, I'm muchzak. Yeah, you're muchzak because you grabbed it.
Exactly. That's the whole point.
It's not about the kimli.
Exactly,
the kimli is that, but the muchzak isn't that.
Why? If you come to me and you say to me, "That's my watch," we pass like the Shulchan Aruch. I say, "Guess what? I hold like the shach, and you don't get the watch. I'm muchzak. You've got to prove to me that I'm wrong, but I'm for sure muchzak." I'm muchzak on the watch that's been watched for the last 25 years. You're saying I owe you money from a loan, from this, as a machlekes. Listen, I'm muchzak on the watch. I hold like the shach. You can't be mighty for me. It's that simple, right? But if I'm not muchzak, I'm only muchzak because I grabbed it shalik it in. So then there's a muchzak. The whole shaila is, are you muchzak? That's a kasha here. Who's muchzak here?
That's the shaila. This is muchzak, not kimli. Kimli is something else. Kimli is in Basin. If he wouldn't have stolen it. And he would have gone to Basin, and the Mishnah would have been his Toen Rabani.
But the point is that Kimli helps only for a muchzak. Kimli helps for the guy that's muchzak, right? The guy that's muchzak wins with Kimli. You know muchzak Kimli is never going to help you. The muchzak wins with Kimli, right?
Any Kimli or just the Kimli?
Every Kimli only ever helps the guy that's muchzak. You want to be mighty for me? I hold like the gra, you can't be mighty for me. Have a nice day. That's an akudah. I can't come to you and say, I hold like the gra, you've got to pay me. And you'll say, I hold like the Shulchan Aruch, I'm not paying you. The guy that's muchzak wins. Kimli means you can't use the Torah to take away the guy's sin.
Together with any, even Das Yachid, any opinion.
Any opinion? Well, Das Yachid, no.
But any real opinion together with the Chazak is strong enough.
Yeah. Even if Mikra didn't, we pass him, the guy should give it to you. And if he doesn't say Kimli, he's got to pay you. Give him the guy thing back. You've got to pay him. The Shulchan Aruch says you've got to pay him. This Toen Rabani comes and says, wait, say Kimli like the gra. Kimli like the gra. Oh, okay, shucks, you win. Right? That's the point, because you're muchzak. But here, we know why you're muchzak, because you grabbed it. The whole shaila is that you're allowed to grab or not. So you're not muchzak. So therefore, you can't say Kimli.
Whereas if someone would have put the stolen goods in his property and he didn't grab it,
then it would be
then
fine.
He could have said,
L'chaira, yeah.
Okay, it's going now. Didn't sleep much last night.
That's the whole point of learning B'chabur, that you get to ask questions, you get to actually understand it. You don't want to be mistapish, you don't become stupider. It's a crazy Gemara. That's a crazy Gemara. No, it's one of the hardest Gemaras to really understand and to to live with.
Especially if you're learning by yourself.
Yeah. It's like Cherev alabadim. Makes no sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm saying it's Xeris Akazim, it's Chazal. It's like so hard to. I think some Achronim say if you learn from the Achronim Shesfarim, learn from Ashkol, then you get it. That's fine. That's
The
fine.
whole point of the Torah is who you're learning from. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so says the Piskei Tshuva. We're still in Piskei Tshuva.
Wow.
Kamash Kasuf.
Okay, after we were so rudely interrupted, where are we?
Sorry.
Where are we? Piskei Tshuva, where is it?
I'm at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th line towards the end.
Yeah, exactly. Kamash Kosa Betchila. The Chivin de Ruben Tavas Yochalam Kimli Kasha Wai, da plukt Imal Tvisa. Because Kosa Mishlam Melech, the Echesh Tvisa as Machak Shnui, Imani, like Kimli, Elai, Ein Lai Kimli. Okay, so that's what we said till now. Evasive Lasim Chavches, Bedine Shemaim, Bedivras Bedine Shemaim, Balav Besides for all of the above, Kwa Kosa Betchuvas Chavas Yah, the Heilige Chavas Yah says B'sim Chafei, the B'chomah Kshesh Machlokes Ben Asma V'Ashach. Anytime there's a machlokes between these two great giants, Yesh Lisa Kashach. You pass like the Shach Af Lo Haitzi, even to be Maitzi. In other words, the guy can't say Kimli Kasma.
You can't say Kimli. Wow.
You can't say Kimli Kasma nega the Shach. You've got a cold, even not Lahachzik. Even not when the Shal is about Tfisa. Tfisa is one thing, but even if it's not a Shal at Tfisa.
Wow.
Machlokes Shach and Sma about a Nura Muchzik. The Shach is Maitzi. We pass like the Shach, even Lahaitzi. The guy can't say Kimli Kasma.
Wow.
Im lo yechish dayanim akim betam nochen shashach hever al derech al asma. Unless the dayanim say this and the shach blew it when it came to the sma, he hever al derech, he skipped this the sma. Geen kans op 7 sivas amishpat within the tfisa is chaf. Vim kein hocher bedinne it on. Eich kasa b'pshitas demotzi ruven lo kimli kasma. Im kein, how on earth could you say that we can say kimli kasma? First of all, you never pass like the smart passing like the shach. You can't say kimli by tfisa. Shuvra isi. Shiladina divya ataris tzvi nechaynim. Second of all, the divya ataris tzvi nechaynim. Why? Ki divya Mishnah Melech ein muskom. This is the Mishnah Melech says that you don't say kimli lohoitzi. Eichet. That's not muskom. That's the Mishnah Melech. We don't pass like this Mishnah Melech. You know, it doesn't pass like this Mishnah Melech. The Shach himself. Vashach b'sefer takvakayin is the most famous sefer. The Shach word takvakayin. The whole sefer on that one sugya in where if a kayin grabs the suffix b'char, can he keep it or not? Hevi ken b'shem marit. He brings this b'shem marit v'chayla kolov. He's chalik on the mer. V'hevi harbor rice. I feel like the machlokes tfisa b'tfisa atzmai. Even when there's a shaylet, you could grab, like the case with the kain. Can the kain grab this suffix b'char? Right? There's a suffix b'char petach hamor. We don't know if the hamor is the firstborn or not. The kain could grab it. The kain grabs it. Top of kain. The shaylet, the Gemara says, "Maitzin miyadai or ein maitzin miyadai." And there's a whole big machlokes. Can the kain be grab this suffix petach hamor? If it's the firstborn, he gets to keep it. If it's not, he doesn't. So he grabbed. The grabbing was b'suffix, right? So he says, "Behavior harbor rayas." The Shach himself brings many rayas. But tfisa atzma, mahani tfisa. Tfisa helps when there's a suffix. V'hiskim imoy hatumim and tumim grizim bekitza tafmem Torah's kahanim siman anal.
Could be tfisa help, but it doesn't.
So tfisa. So kimli helps by tfisa. You can't grab something if it's definitely not yours. But if the sheet that says you're allowed to grab, then you're allowed to grab. So here the Sma says you're allowed to grab. You're allowed to grab, right? Sorry, think on this big roller coaster. That's what he's saying now. Gewaldig. The Shah, even though I say, this is what he's saying, even though Bosh to me, Mishnah Melech says, when there's a suffix, a suffix whether you're allowed to grab or not, you can't say kimli, you're allowed to grab. But the Shah himself says you can grab when there's a suffix if you're allowed to grab. Can you?
Is it a suffix if you're allowed to grab? It's not a suffix.
Yeah.
It's a suffix if it's yours.
It's a suffix if you're allowed to grab. The machlekes, can you grab or not? It's a suffix, right?
There's two suffix.
There's a suffix if you can grab. There's a suffix if you can grab.
Is it yours and you're allowed to grab it? If it's yours, you're allowed to grab it.
If it's yours, you for sure grab it. The whole shayla is it yours?
The
or not?
guy with the stolen stuff, Reuben and Shimon, was
It's a
not
machlekes if he's allowed to grab or not. It's umdudu the muchach. It says it's not. You don't know 100%. You didn't see the guy stealing it. But you're pretty sure it's yours. The shayla is, can you grab it or not? So he's saying, if there's a tzad you're allowed to grab, you could say kimli kasma. The shach himself will say, you could say kimli kasma. Because he says, you do say kimli by tfisa. You do say kimli by tfisa if you're the shach. I can say, the shma says I can grab, says the shach. You ask the shach, can I grab? He'll say, I hold you not allowed to grab. But guess what? You could say kimli kasma that you can grab.
It's very different because the chamor is a suffix bechor, so it's not really in the rishus 100% of the guy who owns it. 100%.
It's in his
So it's
rishos.
a suffix that it's a bechor, so is it 100% his? Could he just do whatever he wants with it?
I can't get into the whole talk of Ukraine right now. We've only got 10 minutes left. I'll teach you your regular lachas afterwards. Says this, I have no idea. You asked me to talk about Ukraine, it's the hardest thing in Shas. So that's what the Shach himself said. The Shach himself says that Tfisa helps. That's the Shach's that's how the Shach paskins, and that's also the Nesivos HaMishpat paskins.
Tachlis, what do you do?
Always grab and ask questions later. That's what you do. Shoot and ask questions later.
Get someone else to grab it for you.
If he's a shliach, he's not going to help you. It's like you did it. Chayra. Verheep je haar bereid is de fiets tegen de mogelijkheid is bezig. Maar hij niet wie ze wees kimi mij. Hij doet me kids nou. Oké, we gaan nu das aan Nesivos HaMishpat. Masha kasafti dok bechol mocha malacha kashach. Why? The who Basra? Why did he pass like the shach? Why did he pass like the shach? Because he's a Basra. The shach came afterwards, right?
Really yesterday already.
Right, so I showed you this yesterday. That's why we pass like the shach, because he's a Basra. In the Mitzasi b'shuvas shvus Yaakov, chelik bey simen kuf samches shechelik al shach v'zeh. He argues with the shach. Hiskim lasma. He holds like the sma. So then he was a Basra on the shach.
What's the first word of the line that you're on?
Simen kuf samches. So he basically was saying is, you're right, the halach is like the shach. But why are you passing like the shach? Only because he was a Basra, but now you've got the Shvus Yaakov that says like the Sma,
Even more Basra.
so he's more Basra than the Shach. The Shvus Yaakov was the Shach, so Mela, you'll go with the Shvus Yaakov. There's not like Zeres Sakos if you go like the Shach. It's just because he's Basra. Okay, so now the Shvus Yaakov is Basra. What do you want from the Heliga Sma? You got the Sma, you got the Shvus Yaakov. In that case, you for sure can grab. First of all, because it's Mikra Din, and second of all, because you can say Kimli. Where are we? Because of the Vade en Kavonas Asma, Betoya Noi, Suffolk al der Gleim Dover. Dem ken you different Asma, Saisim Zazat. Okay, that gets into the rest of the whole Shiloh, what exactly he's talking about. I'm not going to see the whole Pesach Shiva. That's how I wanted you to see the Ikka Machlekes between the Shach and the Sma. When you're passing like the Shach, how you passing like when you're passing like a Basra. You see clearly how he sets it all up. Shiloh, can you say Tfisa by when the whole Shiloh? Do you say Kimli when the whole Shiloh is by Tfisa? He seems to be passing like by the Mishnah Lemelech. You don't say Kimli by Tfisa, but the Shach himself says you do say Kimli by Tfisa. So in Monav Shach, if you're passing like the Shach, you will say Kimli. You could say Kimli like the Sma. Okay, we'll just start your test. Get our feet wet. Tanu eni idea kamel visicha. Reuben says, I don't know how much I lent you. The least that I could have possibly lent you, shtei kesef a pruta, is two silver coins and a pruta. Oishatanu, Mono, he says I lent you 100. It's true that I did borrow from you. I don't remember how much. I have no idea how much. So yesh based in lachkar velishal. This is what we saw that the shach brings. So basically, you do a chakira and a she'ele loy. You don't remember how much you borrowed. You remember you borrowed them out, right? You remember you're not an idiot. You remember you borrowed from him. How much? You don't remember. You remember you borrowed from him. How much? You don't remember. You remember you borrowed from him. How much? You don't remember. You remember you borrowed from him. How much? You don't remember. You remember you borrowed from him. How much? You don't remember. You remember you borrowed from him. How much? You don't remember. אף פי שאתה יודע סכום, אתה יודע לכל הפחד שאתה חייב לפרוטה. Do you know that you owe him a pruta? You don't remember how much. Was it less than a pruta, more than a pruta? That's what they should ask him. Shach doesn't like this at all, but that's the pash. This is the Shulchan Aruch says. They ask him, you don't remember you borrowed money from him. Was it $1 million, $100,000? Was it definitely 50 agorot? Was at least, if it was, right? So if he says, yeah. If he says, yeah, it was definitely 50 agorot. I just don't remember if it was $1 million or $2 million. Now he's a meidah. Now pay up the whole thing. He asked for $2 million. You can't take a shvua. Pay up.
But it's the same thing as Yudches. It's the same scenario.
Except for here is Maida for the Pruta.
But you also might.
No.
Borrowed, V'yotzebon. I forget your mind. Masham lo masha borrowed. So he's
Maybe
mine.
it was less than the Pruta.
It's mamish the same.
Similar, very, very, very similar. But here he doesn't owe him a Pruta. Here he owes him a Pruta. So here it's radical. Here the Shulchan Aruch says, do a drisha v'chakira. No, there's another difference over here though. You're making there's another nafkamina of Tzvi.
Yeah.
In Yudches, why is he potter? Because he says the Tayin is saying Safek. I think I lend you money, right? Tanush name Safek. They both say, I think you owe me money. I think you owe me, I think I paid you back, you potter. In Asif, he says, I for sure lend you.
The focus is Masicha.
Yeah. Either I lend you for sure 100, or I lend you for sure 2 and a pruta. That's why here, if you wait a mixes, when the guy's got a clear taina, you're being waiting mixes. You might do a pruta, you try and get out of it. So it's interesting, even the whole svara of Maidim Mixes is, you didn't want to deny everything. Once you made a pruta, you chayv on the rest, right? Because they know the mayors. Here the guy wasn't going to admit to pruta. Basically has to squeeze out of him. No, you know you for sure borrowed. Maybe it was a pruta, maybe it was a pruta. Yeah, I thought it was a pruta. Okay, Maidim Mixes, now you got to pay the guy everything.
It's not everything, it's only what he remembers for sure.
No. He pays the pruta, on the rest he's chayv shvua.
Oh, what, the shtei kesef he does give him?
He's got to pay everything, yeah. Now you got to pay the rest. You just said you don't know, right?
No, but his claim is...
He says you owe me $100.
His claim is... Any of that come over sicha lefacha shtei kesef a pruta.
Yeah. Once
So
he admits
at
it,
least 2 and a pruta, but it's even more.
right, so he's definitely got to pay the
So
shtei
shtei
kesef.
kesef a pruta, is he taking a shvua there's no more than shtei kesef a pruta?
No, he takes
He's just paying shtei kesef a
He's
pruta.
chayav shvua on the shtei kesef.
But he can't make a shvua.
So he pays the shtei kesef.
But the rest of the money is there was nothing there.
And more, he doesn't know. The guy didn't say that.
The rest is any of the both sides.
Right.
Right.
So the rest is like Yudches.
Exactly.
That's a crazy thing.
He can't like be Megalgal more, but no one knows how much more there is.
Okay, I'll come. We'll see the rest tomorrow.
Shkoya.
So there's no shit Wednesday. It's Rosh Chodesh.
Wednesday is the day after tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow? Yeah.
And Sunday,
Sunday?
Erev Shavuos.
No share for us.
And on Shavuos is no shir.
We're learning all night.
Are we learning all night?
All night long. Yeah. Beis Hashem. Shkach Rabbi. You taking home?
Thank you.
Taking home?